So I was just talking about in simple what is SAP and all in the last session. So I'm going to talk to you what is OLTP now, what is ETL, what is data warehouse, what is BI, and what is publishing. I want to explain. Right, those who I think somebody has gone through this just for today. Tomorrow onwards, so it's going to be a new topic, and of course today also we are going to start a new topic. So let it be. So anybody, what is OLTP?
Online transaction process.
Okay, online. Bhaskar, what is this?
Yeah, all the applications like running online and
Okay,
like with updates, more updates, and
right.
you mentioned that even, for example, like keeping the bank statement, bank transactions past 6 months is considered as the online transaction processing.
Right. So known as application system where day-to-day operations are maintained. Day-to-day operations are maintained.
Yeah.
They can hear me? Right. Yeah, since you are in some other meeting, you are not able to. Right. That's okay. Fine. So the application system can be any application system. It can be SAP. It can be non-SAP application system. So SAP applications like it can be some ERP system. It can be CRM. It can be any SAP environment. And if it is non-SAP systems like database system, something like DB2, or some web-based systems, or some file system like this. That's what. And fine. It doesn't matter whatever may be the system using application system. So what is that we can maintain? Day-to-day transactions. Day-to-day transactions. So the data that is max 6 months over here. Max we are going to keep the data in this particular system for 6 months, not more than for 6 months. The first point I'm just referring to application environment, or you can say it as OLAP environment, which is meant for real-time business data. Right, and so it is also important for any business in the process of decision making. Always they are dependent on historical data. So I cannot say simply no to my historical data. So in the process of decision making, since I'm using my historical data to maintain, I have to use some other system to maintain my historical data. That is nothing but our data warehousing system, where we are going to keep the historical data up to 20 years. That's what I was referring. So I'm just talking about historical data which is maintained in data warehousing system. But normally in the decision making, latest 5 years of data is used. Normally in the decision making, latest 5 years of data is used. That's what. But still the business transaction is updated in, real-time transaction is updated in application system. So from this application system, I'm supposed to move the data to data warehousing system. That's where something called ETL is used. So what is this ETL? Anybody? Big? What is ETL? No idea? Right, extraction.
Extract, transformation, and load.
Load, right. So using this, what is that we can do? We can load data from, using this, we can load data from application system to data warehousing system. Using this, we can load data from application system to data warehousing system. That's what. And ETL is a concept. There are many ETL tools available in the market. Like exactly, it's not the middleware. Of course, you can say it as a middleware tool, a transferring tool. Right. So I'm talking about different ETL tools available in the market, like Informatica, Data Stage, Cognos ETL, Data Stage, Cognos ETL, Abnitio, like this. There are different ETL tools available in the market. Right. So ETL is a concept. There are different ETL tools available in the market. Now see, first I'm just referring to application system where we have got real-time data, and since I cannot keep historical data in this particular application system, I'm moving data to data warehouse by using ETL. So why we are keeping in data in data warehouse? Since you want to support the decision making of the organization. In the process, you're going to play around with some reports. So further, on the top of the warehouse, we are deploying some BA tools. Using this BA tool, we are generating the reports, whatever reports that are required by your business user. Let's say, for example, I want to have last 12 months cumulative sales, say for example. Last 12 months cumulative sales. So this is information. This report requires a lot of historical data, so which is there in warehousing system. That is the reason why on the top of the warehouse we are deploying a BA tool. So using this BA tool, we are generating the report. Being a developer, we are generating the report. But of course, it has to reach to the concerned business user. That's where we have got something called publish or distribute. Publish, or you can say it as distribute. So using this, we can publish to printer. Just you're booking a ticket online means you're getting you're taking a printout of the ticket, right? So nothing but publishing to printer. And we can publish to a portal service, which is web service. If it is business object, something like InfoView. So in SAP, it is something like enterprise portal, something like this, right? So it can be emailed, publishing to email, publishing to mobile, since you're getting some mobile alerts. So let me summarize. See, first one I was referring to OLTP system, where you got real-time data. From OLTP system, using ETL, the data is loaded to data warehouse. So this is all historical data. This is all historical data. So on the top of the warehouse, we are deploying the BA tool. Using this, we are generating reports. I told you there are many BA tools once again. There are many BA tools. There are many competitors. So like Cognos BA, once again. Business Objects, Microsoft BA, Hyperion BA, like this. There are many BA tools. So using the BA tools on the top of the warehouse, we are deploying a BA tool. So using this, we are generating the reports, and these reports are published to the business user. They are published to the users. It can be to printer, it can be to portal, it can be to email, mobile, etc. Anything it can be. It doesn't matter. So using this, we are going to publish the report to the business user. Any questions on this, Baik? I think remaining all familiar with this. Okay. Still we can report. See, every 1 minute we can upload the data. That is the flexibility given in SAP BWBI.
Could you repeat the Sriram?
Right.
Repeat the question, sir. We couldn't hear that.
Yeah. See, he's asking, can we report on real-time data, which is updated in last, let's say, last half an hour. So we can do that every 1 minute. There is some real-time data uploading. Every 1 minute also we can upload the data. Once transaction is updated in application system, immediately it can be pushed to your BWBI environment, and then we can generate report on that. So it depends on our requirement, of course. So if nobody is going to wait for a long time for generating the reports, right? So once the transaction is happened, they want to immediately update into reports. So you can do that also. It is a continuous process where we are going to automate through process chains. The data loads are at regular intervals. So we used to go by hourly loads, we used to go by daily, we used to go by weekly, monthly. See, in 3.5, the minimum data load interval is hourly, and in 7, it is every 1 minute we can upload the data. There is something called real-time data loading, which is going to mean there is something called, there is some terminology, I'll tell you 1 second. Normally we used to go by hourly uploads only. Hourly uploads. If it is sales order
Mirroring
scenario,
technology.
come again?
No, is this
Yeah, somebody is
mirroring
asking something.
technology?
No, actually, we used to use some wording for that real-time uploads.
Oh, okay.
Daemon concept, yeah. There is some daemon concept, DAEMON. So because of that daemon concept, immediately we can upload the data to the warehouse. Okay. So anything else, Freddy? You want to add up anything?
Not really. I think you've covered everything.
Oh, okay. Fine, fine. All the work busy. Right, right. So that's okay. Let's see. We can just correlate same things to our BWBI system architecture. So whatever terminology here I've given you, everything we can just correlate to BWBI system architecture. Now I just want to talk to you this with respect to BWBI system architecture. So I'm just referring to BWBI system architecture. BWBI system architecture. Let me explain you. Right. So now this is a BWBI system architecture I'm referring about. The first point I was telling you, application system. You can see here, which can be SAP application as well as non-SAP application. The application system, first one OLTP, nothing but application system, which can be SAP applications as well as non-SAP applications. From SAP as well as non-SAP applications using ETL, we are moving data to data warehouse. From SAP as well as non-SAP applications using ETL, we are loading data to data warehouse. Right. So let me give you here. There is something called interface. What is the need of interface? Anybody? Just to transfer the right. So just to have the communication. The data transfer is done by your ETL tool. Just to have proper communications. If you look at this, yeah.
It's a communication between two systems. Communication.
Yeah, it is. Right, right. So it
You'll
is a
understand
platform.
the other system.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Right. So I'm talking about interface. So it is a platform. It is a platform by using which two systems can communicate with each other. It is a platform by using which two systems can communicate with each other. Without proper interface, we cannot move the data. So if it is SAP systems, the interfaces, and I'm talking about one by one. So one by one, what are the, see, keep in mind one thing, we don't develop any interfaces. We don't develop any interfaces. There are some pre-delivered interfaces using which we can transfer the data. So if it is SAP systems, there is some interface called BAPI, Business Application Programming Interface. Business Application Programming Interface. So with every SAP environment, this is the interface which is pre-delivered. With every SAP environment, I mean to say, the interface is pre-delivered by SAP. Right. And if it is so non-SAP systems, like let's say for example, I want to move data from database system. I want to move data from database systems like DB2 or Oracle SQL Server like this. So in that case, so you should have DB connector as well as DBSL, that is database shared library. Database, yeah, yes. Mm-hmm. Right, I'll come to that. See, there is some concept called data redundancy, right? What is that data redundancy?
It's a duplicate of or collecting the same type of data.
Right,
again and again.
data duplications, right? The success of any data warehouse lies in minimization of data redundancy. The success, take out any data warehouse application, the success lies in minimization of data duplication. If high data volumes, the performance is going to be degraded, right? Obviously, it's going to be, say, more number of records, more number of reads to the database, which is going to reduce your query performance. So that's where the success of BWBI lies in minimization of master data duplication. So I'm going to talk to you something called schema. That time I'll discuss. I'm going to talk to you something called schema. That time I'll discuss what is that advantage of our schema. There are two different schemas, something like star schema and extended star schema. Right? Getting my point? Right. Fine. So if it is database systems, the interface that is used is DB connector as well as DBSL. And these two are installed by, these two are plugins, they are installed by basis team. We are not going to install this, installed by basis team. You got something called basis and security team, so which takes care of, normally this is a team structure. This is a team structure. You are going to have technical team members. Who is that? Web consultants. You are going to have functional team members. So who is that? SD consultants, MM consultants, PP consultants, FI consultants, like this. And you are going to have basis and security team, normally which takes care of authorizations, software installations and all. It takes care. And you are going to have BWBI consultants, and depends. You're going to have BIM consultants, NetWeaver consultants, different other things. So this plugins, these two plugins are installed by basis team. So whatever plugins are required for you, they're all installed by basis team. And if it is XML system, if you're moving data from XML system, the interface that is used is XML interface. If you're moving data from web-based systems, XML systems, the interface that is used is XML interface, and which is based on SOAP, Simple Object Access Protocol, SOAP, Simple Object Access Protocol. And if you're moving data from file system, the interface that is used is file interface. Right. See, there are some cases where we are supposed to move data from other multi-dimensional systems. There are some cases where the data is moved from other multi-dimensional systems. Let me tell you, I got regional office and I got headquarter. I got regional office, I got headquarter. So in the regional office, I got a small data warehouse. In the regional office, I got a small data warehouse like Hyperion system. So at the headquarter, I got SAP BWBI system. It is an enterprise data warehouse. So from this regional data warehouse, I want to move data to SAP BWBI system. So in this case, the interface that is used is UDC, Universal Data Connectors. So Universal Data Connectors. The interface that is used is Universal Data Connectors. So that's what you can see here. If you go through here, BAPI is the interface between SAP systems, file interface, XML interface, DB Connect, and Universal Data Connectors. So if it is multi-dimensional system, the interface that is used is Universal Data Connectors. Right. Fine. Now let me go on with the next thing. So from the source system, nothing but application system or OLTP system. So using ETL, we are uploading data which is divided in terms of two areas. One is master data, second one transaction data. So now the question, what is master data? Beck, what is master data? Can you just go with some little elaborative? The data which is constant. Right. There is some background noise somewhere. The data which is constant or seldom changes. The data which is constant or seldom changes, like employee name always constant, date of birth always constant, designation there could be a chance of changing. Now and then there could be a chance of changing this. Next one, so address like this. So it can be employee master, material master, product master, vendor master, say plant master, any master data. Most of the time it is constant or rarely changes. Nothing but master data. And very importantly, in SAP Business Warehouse, the master data is loaded to master data tables. Master data tables. In SAP Business Warehouse, the master data is loaded to master data tables. Right, in SAP Business Warehouse, the master data is loaded to master data tables. You can see here, so what is this? Master data is loaded to master tables. Any questions, anybody? Mike?
So you mean to say that when we do the transfer of other databases to the master, we go to the
Master tables.
from all of them.
Yeah, from any of the application system. Right.
It may be SAP or non-SAP.
Doesn't matter. It can be SAP as well as non-SAP. Right. Next one I'm talking about transaction data.
Question is Sriram Bhaskar.
Yeah, that's good.
I heard that this can be loaded through any master data can be loaded. The source can be any. So
Any
the
source.
source should be the master or something else. We have to come up. We have to derive as a master. Then we have to load it to the master table.
See, we got some concept called data source. While creating data source, we are going to create data source in source system. While creating itself, we are going to segment.
Okay.
So we are supposed to segment in the source itself. Okay.
Okay.
Right. We are going to make all the clear classifications. Doesn't matter. Right. Any more? Anybody else? So next one, transaction data. What is transaction data?
It changes often.
Right. Day-to-day operational data. Every transaction keeps on changing. For every transaction keeps on changing. Like sales, revenue, cost, items sold, like this. Right. Now, in SAP Business Warehouse, now I'm talking about in SAP Business Warehouse, the transaction data is loaded to DSO, data store object, and from DSO it is loaded to info queue. From DSO it is loaded to info queue. You can see here. Now the question, what is the need of DSO and what is the need of info queue? See, in 3.5 DSO is known as ODS, operational data store. ODS in 3.5, operational data store. So now the question, what is the need of info queue and what is the need of DSO? So what is this cubicle structure? You can say it as multi-dimensional structure, right?
Yeah.
Which is used for multi-dimensional reporting. So always, I told you the need of the BI system is to go for multi-dimensional reports. So always the info cubes are used for multi-dimensional reporting. Cubical structure is a multi-dimensional structure which is used for multi-dimensional reporting. So always we say, let's say for example, I want to go with sales order data analysis. We are going to design this. I want to go with production data analysis. We are going to design this. I want to go by my accounts receivable data. I want to go by accounts payable, purchasing, inventory, any application. If you want to go by multi-dimensional data analysis, we have to make use of this InfoCube concept. But there is a limitation of InfoCube. So there is a limitation due to its structural limitation. You can say it as there is a limitation of InfoCube. That is, there is a chance of duplicates. There is a chance of duplicates records. If I directly, especially unstructured systems like file system, if you load directly to the InfoCube, there is a chance of duplicate records. But in the warehouse, I should not go for any kind of duplicate records. Getting my point? Like the structural limitation, this is what is the structure we are going to follow. I'll talk to you where we are going to discuss something called schemas. So see, what is the structure? What is this? So what is the need? Cubical structure is nothing but multi-dimensional structure, right? So what is the need? Multi-dimensional report. So now what is the need of your BI system? Multi-dimensional reports, right? So, right, from different what is that multi-dimensional? I'll take up in a separate topic once again. So there is also a big, in many-to-many relations, the number of relations that you can find among the objects in the tables. So I'll show you all that. We have got some concept called schema concept. That time I'll take up that. So you can see, if you want to go through, you can just go through here. One second. So what is this? What is this? See, we are analyzing our business facts with respect to sales dimension, product dimension, time dimension, multi-dimensional data analysis. I'll take up that. Yeah, schemas. We are going to talk about schemas. Right. So what is the limitation of your InfoCube? There is a chance of duplicates, especially when you are loading data from unstructured systems. That's where DSO is used, where all the data is consolidated. In the sense, if it is a new sales order, let's say new transaction, it is inserted to warehouse. That is DSO. If at all anything is modified, accordingly it is updated. If at all any transaction is modified, any sales order is modified, accordingly it is updated. If at all any duplicate is there, it's going to be overwritten. The important functionality is overwriting capability. Overwriting capabilities. That's what I mean to say. Any questions? No, actually, see, overwriting in the sense duplicate records are overwritten. Any of the transaction is duplicated, that is overwritten. How it is going to overwrite, I'm going to tell you. Clear?
It will reflect the data also if the data was with one back and I did it today. So overwritten, it will take the today.
That not that overwriting. That is modifications. Let's say I got sales order yesterday, and I loaded yesterday the same record, and today I'm getting the same record. So there could be a problem of duplicates, right? That's what. So, see, I'm talking about two things. One is InfoCube, the other one is DSO, nothing but ODS. Cubical structure you can see here, and DSO you can see here. Master tables, DSO, and InfoCube. So what is the need of DSO? I told you. What is the need of InfoCube? I also told you. right? Now there is some buffer location before. See, these are our targets. Before loading data to data targets, there is a temporary storage area called PS, persistence staging area. Persistence staging area, which is a temporary storage location used for data quality. See, if you want to go for any kind of modifications, you're not allowed to modify data in targets. Any kind of modifications you want to do it, you have to do it at PSA. Let's say, for example, I'm uploading data from file system. I'm uploading data from file system to the BW system. Somewhere there is some background noise. See, let's say, for example, from the file system, I'm getting some special case like ampersands, quotes, like this. So by default, these special cases are not allowed to be a BW system. So what is that? We can stage to PSA, and we can edit the data. We can remove the special case if you want to remove. Then from PSA, the master data is loaded to master tables. Transaction data is loaded to DS1 info cube. So there is something called data cleansing concept, data quality concept, or validation concepts. So all this is done as part of your PSA. But whenever you are modifying any data in PSA, we should get the permission from business. Unless and until we are permitted, we are not supposed to edit any single record in PSA. So just keep in mind, it is just a temporary storage area which is used for data quality purpose or data cleansing. And why it is temporary? Data, obviously it is there in your targets. So master data is there in master tables. Transaction data is there in DSO as well as info cube. Again, if I maintain same data in PSA, this is going to cause lot of unnecessary data duplication. That is the reason why we are supposed to remove data from PSA after some time. So the data is deleted, very important. The data is deleted from PSA after some time. See what SAP is telling, the standard is, so max you are going to keep, what SAP is telling is 25 days. But I have seen some projects which are there for 6 months also. Doesn't matter, so just keep into your mind. Fine, see the data is deleted from PSA after some time. That's what I mean to say. And if you look at this, so there is some designer, administrator workbench. See, we want to upload master data, means we are supposed to design master tables. And we want to upload transaction data, we are supposed to design this DSO as well as info cube. So all the data warehouse objects can be designed by using a designer called administrator workbench or data warehousing workbench. I'm talking about administrator workbench or data warehousing workbench. Data warehousing workbench. Using this, we can design the data model of data warehouse. Everything can be designed: master tables, transaction tables, master data tables, DSO, info cube. Everything can be designed by using this designer, administrator workbench or data warehousing workbench. And there is some metadata. Yeah.
Whose responsibility to create this? Is this data architect or
the design part?
Yeah.
Design part we are supposed to take care.
Okay.
So metadata repository I'm talking about. Metadata repository. What is metadata? Anybody?
It's a data about data.
Metadata is a database which will contain data about data, metadata in a sense.
Right, data about data, which acts as a local search engine of the system. Local search engine of the system. It acts like a local search engine of the system. Let's say I got some info cube. On this info cube, I've generated 10 reports. I've generated some 10 reports. Now I want to verify what are the reports that I've generated. I want to verify what are the reports that are generated. Where to go? Metadata repository. So that's what. And if you look at this, so there is some BA platform. See, I told you application system, I told you UTL, I told you data warehouse, I told you what is this designer, and there is some BA platform you can see known as Business Explorer. The BA platform we about is BEX Business Explorer suite. So these are the tools which I'll be explaining in tomorrow's session. For a designer, it's going to take out some 40-minute session. Analyzer, each one is one tool I'll take up. Web application designer, next one report designer, next one visual composer. What is the need of each tool I'll take up in a separate session. Visual composer, then broadcast, republishing agent, that is BEX broadcast. That's what I mean to say. Getting my point?
Yes. And if I want to load a master data, first of all, I'll be loading into the PSA only, or
Any data first we are going to stage to PSA.
if it is a master data.
Any master
Yeah.
master data, transaction data, first it has to be loaded to PSA. Then from PSA, if it is master data, master tables, transaction data, DS1 info.
Okay, then it will be loaded to DSO or info. And
Info.
after that, it's info cube.
That's what.
Okay. After that.
So that's
The
all
cleaning
for
part, where is the cleaning part, Sriram? The
PSA.
cleaning part in the PSA.
PSA.
Oh, thank you.
Sriram,
Yeah.
on the administrator workbench, scheduling one thing.
I'll take up that. That is a separate topic for us. Using all these functions, we are going to design this.
So typically when the BI consultant will come into picture.
In all the aspects, in ETL, in data modeling, in reporting, all. So,
After the master data loaded or
no, actually, see, first we are supposed to design the data warehouse, data modeling. Then we are going to do ETL from SAP as well as non-SAP. Then we are going to generate all the reports. Then we are going to talk about performance. Yes. Right. So that's all for today. Tomorrow I'll continue.
you know, yesterday the file is sending, I'm not able to open that one.
You have to download WebEx player. Yeah.
In the real time I can't run that.
I don't think so. Right. So right then, talk to you tomorrow. And Surendra, I mean, have you recorded the session? Surendra, can you hear me?
No,
Right. 1 second.
I have not recorded
Right
the
then.
session.
Yeah. Right then. Friday, I think you recorded the session, right?
Yeah, one sec.
Right. Fine. No issues.
Yeah.
1 second. I'll just send it to you. I'll just send it to your remaining persons. So I'm just stopping the
Thank you.
meeting. Right then. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.